A very good morning to our lecturers and fellow friends. Today we are going to present about the safety and health in engineering, service or community-based learning. We are from PKE 5 Group 2. Before we start our presentation, I would like to introduce our group members, which are me, myself, Henry Lau, Hong Yu Jun, Joyce Huang, Leonard Lee, and Liu Yongbing. The importance of safety and health is one of the topics that we are going to discuss about. There are three main points for the importance of safety and health. So for the first point is to reduce workplace stress. Most of the employees are not fit and healthy because of their busy schedule, which includes long working hours, work pressure, and conflicts occur with CO workers or with the boss of the organization. All of this can lead to some illness or depression to the employees. This not only affects their professional life but also creates the nuisance in their personal lives too. Instead of waiting to get unfit, it is better that you start take care of your health by taking regular breaks, sit in an appropriate posture with appropriate diet. It will be better for you to schedule your work accordingly and manage the things to reduce your workplace stress. For the second point, to create a safe, productive work environment. Every business wants to provide its employees with a safe place to work. At the same time, every business wants to help its workers maximize their potential. By prioritizing workplace safety, a company can provide its workers with a safe environment where they can optimize their day-to-day productivity. For the final point, to reduce the cost of a company, damage to industrial equipment creates costs for replacement and repair. Avoiding workplace injuries and damage to industrial equipment will incur fewer expense and increase profit. If employers are concerned about the safety of their employees, the employees are more confident and comfortable in general. These are the benefits of safety and health, which are higher productivity, increased efficiency and quality, reduced medical and insurance costs, lower workers' compensation rates and payments, and lastly, improved reputation as an employer of choice. Now let's talk about the electrical hazard awareness. So what does hazard mean? Hazard means any potential or actual threat to the well-being of people, machinery, or environment. Electrical hazard safety means taking precautions to identify and control electrical hazards.
Hello, my name is Hong Yu Jun. I will continue to present the slides. So what are the safety priorities? Electrical hazard exists in almost every working place. Common causes of electrocution are making contact with overhead wires, undertaking maintenance on live equipment, working with damaged electrical equipment such as extension leads, plugs and sockets, using equipment affected by rain or water ingress. So how do we respond to electrical incidents? If you come across a person receiving an electric shock, if possible, just disconnect the electrical supply or switch off the power. Assess the situation, like never put yourself at risk. Take precaution to protect yourself and anyone else in the vicinity. Apply the first aid principle, like have the right hand side there. Dangle response, send for help, airway breathing, CPR, defibrillation. Assess the injuries and move the casualty to a safe area if required. Administer first aid if trained, seek urgent medical attention. So these are the types of injuries which have a short form of be safe, which stand for burns, electrocution, shocks, arc, fire, and explosion. So this table shows the level of effect of current from low to high. For example, like 1 milliampere of AC current, we will have slightly tingling sensation. When 2 to 9 milliampere, we will have small shock. 10 to 24 milliampere, our muscles contract, causing us to freeze. 25 to 74 milliampere, respiratory muscle can become paralyzed, pain, excitement often visible. When go to 75 to 300 milliampere, we are usually fatal. Ventricular fibrillation, entry and exit wounds visible. When more than 300 milliampere, we are death almost certain. If survived, we will have badly burned organs and probably require amputations. So how do we protect from the supply? We have earth which ground the current, double insulation, fuse and circuit breakers to cut off the current. Residential current device function like a switch to switch off the power, and we will have low voltage and battery power. So what should we do in an electrical emergency? For low voltage electricity in the range of more than 50 watts AC and 110 watts DC, we should remove the source of electricity supply, command CPR if trend, call the emergency number on site. So for high voltage electricity like more than 1000 watts, we can call the emergency number of our site. Don't go near to the casualty, don't touch the casualty, or try to free them with anything. Proper operation of electrical installation requires machinery, equipment, and electrical circuits protect from hazards caused by both internal and external factors. So these are the internal factors. There are a total of 7. The first is over voltage, then short circuit, then overcurrent, corrosion, heating of conducting and insulating material, leaks to insulating fluids, generation of hydrogen. So these are the external causes. The first one is mechanical factor like fall, bumps, and vibration, and the second will be physical or chemical factors, natural or artificial radiation, extreme temperature, oils, corrosive liquid, and humidity. And the third will be wind, snowfall, and lightning. The fourth is animal in both urban rural setting may damage the power lines insulation, thus cause short circuit or force contact. The last one will be adults or children who are careless, reckless, or ignorant to risk and operating procedure.
Hi, I'm Leonard. So what is an arc flash? It is a short circuit through the air when insulation between conductors is breached or can no longer withstand the applied voltage. So there are a few consequences of an arc flash, which are electric shock, severe burns, blindness, deafness, shrapnel wounds, lung blast injuries, or even can cause death. There is few emergency and fire safety symbols you can find in the industrial, which are the fire extinguisher, the fire hose reel, the fire ladder, and so on. So what is an emergency? It is a situation that poses an immediate risk to health, life, properties, or environment. There are various types of emergency could happen, which are the natural emergencies, including the flooding, the work-related emergency, such as the chemical spill, and the civil emergency, which are like the COVID-19 pandemic right now. So there are 3 levels of emergency, which are the level 1, minor, level 2, moderate, the last one, the major, which are the level 3. So level 1 is an accident involving a limited area or causes minimal impact, such as the chemical spills. Level 2 moderate is a significant emergency that interrupts buildings that need to assistance from the external organization, which are like the flooding. And the level 3, which are the major, is an emergency or disaster country levels that involve multiple buildings, such as the large gas leaks. Alright. In order to minimize the emergency, there is emergency management. So there is 5 criteria in the emergency management, which are the prevention, preparedness, response, recovery, mitigation. So what is a fire safety? A fire safety is a set of practice intended to reduce the destruction caused by the fire. There is few ways to practice the fire safety and will be further discussed. First is minimize the risk. It can lower the chances of the death. We always have to be alert, keep anything that can be easily ignited far away from the fire sources. While we are cooking, we have to be always stay in the kitchen. Next, we can also place the fire extinguisher at a place that is easy to use. And lastly, we can also even install a smoke alarm.
Make an escape plan. When there's a fire, the fire will spread quickly and causing only 1 to 2 minutes to escape. Thus, an escape plan is very important. These are some guidelines from National Fire Protection Association and FPA. Plan at least 2 ways to escape from the rooms. Ensure all windows and doors can easily open. If you live in a high building, don't use the elevator and lift. Have an open meeting place that is far distance from the house. Learn how to use a fire extinguisher. Pass, P-A-S-S. Pull the pin, aim low at the base of the fire, squeeze the handle slowly, sweep the nozzle side to side. There are different types of fire extinguishers for different classes of fire. There are 6 classes of fire. Class A, fires from the organic materials. Class B, fires from flammable liquids. Class C, fires from flammable gases. Class D, fires from metals. Class E, electrical fires from the electrical sources. Class F or K, fires from cooking oils and fats. There are 5 types of fire extinguishers. The first one is the water extinguisher. It discharges water at high pressure to extinguish fire. It is in red color and have a water in the text of it. It is suitable for Class A fire. For foam extinguisher, it consists of water and foaming agent. It is in red color and have foam on it with a cream rectangle around the text. It is suitable for Class A and Class B fire. When against Class B fire, the foam should be spread nearby to avoid the fire from spreading around. The third type is the powder extinguisher. It forms a barrier that separates the oxygen source and the fire. Hence, the fire is muted. However, the fire still have a small chance to reignite. It is in red color with the wood powder inside a blue rectangle. It is suitable for Class A, B, C, and E fires. For carbon dioxide CO2 extinguisher, it displaces oxygen in the air to extinguish a fire. It is in red color with the word CO2 inside a black rectangle and have different types of hoses. It is suitable for Class B and E fires. The last one is the wet chemical extinguisher. It is effective and can extinguish a flame even at extremely high temperature. It is in red color that have the word wet chemical inside a yellow rectangle. It is suitable for Class F fire but not suitable for Class B fire. Water extinguisher is only suitable for Class A fire. Foam extinguisher is suitable for Class A and Class B fire. For dry powder extinguisher, it is not suitable for Class F fire only. For carbon dioxide extinguisher, it is suitable for Class B and Class E fire. For wet chemical, it is suitable for Class A and Class F fire.
Hello, I am Liu Yungbing. I will present a part of the personal protective equipment. There are various PPE invented for different purposes, such as for the head protection, body protection, foot protection, eyes protection, and hearing protection. First, we need to understand what is personal protective equipment, PPE. PPE is an equipment that can protect us by reducing the risk of the health and safety at work. So, what are the importance of the PPE? PPE can protect the employees from some hazards. This is important because those hazards can bring damage to the lung, head and feet, eyes, skin, and body. For example, lung can be damaged by the contaminated air, or the body can be damaged by the extreme heat or cold. As I have mentioned, there are various PPE for different purposes. For the face and eyes protection, the example of the PPE are the safety goggles and the face shields. This type of the PPE protect the employee from hazards such as projectile object, chemical splash, and radio energy source from gas welding, soldering, and laser. Besides that, PPE such as the mask used for the respiratory protection. The PPE used for the respiratory protection can provide the protection against the harmful gases, chemicals, particles or droplets containing virus and bacteria. Next, for the skin and body protection, the examples of the PPE are the hard hats and headgears, safety vests and suits, gloves, knee pads and safety boots, safety harness, and lanyards. This type of the PPE can protect the employee from falling objects, falling from heights, extreme temperature, radiation, flame and spark, and sharp materials. There is also PPE invented to protect the hearing. The example of this type of PPE are the earplugs and the earmuffs. They can protect employees from excessive noise that can cause hearing problems and loss of hearing. This figure shows the top 10 items used in PPE. The most frequently used PPE is clothing. The top 2 items is the respiratory protective equipment, followed by the eyes and face protection PPE, head protection PPE, hearing protective devices, harness, skin protection PPE, protective footwear, and sun and heat protection PPE. The least frequently used PPE is the disposable protective clothing. This figure shows all the PPE that can give the complete protection to the employee. Let us revise all the PPE types. This table lists out all the PPE types and their relative functions. The safety goggles and the face shield can protect the eyes from hazards such as chemical splash, gas, and vapor. Safety helmets protect the head and neck from falling objects. Earplug protect the ears from high-pitched noise. Gloves protect the hand and arms from the extreme temperature and chemical agents. Safety boots and shoes protect the feet and legs from the extreme temperature and falling objects. Masks protect the lungs from toxic gas and corrosive gas. And lastly, chemical suits protect the body from the chemical splash. This is the poster done by our group. Our presentation ends here. Thank you.